Hi, first grade writers. Welcome back for another day of realistic fiction writing. Today is a really exciting day because you finally get to fancy up your pictures. And when I say fancy up, that means you get to bust out your crayons and your colored pencils to add some wonderful color and details to the illustrations you made for your book. But not only that, we want to focus on some things here, like the setting of your story. Do your illustrations reflect where the story is taking place? Does it have details in the background, such as if your story takes place in a forest or at a beach or in the backyard? Another thing you'll want to focus on is bringing your characters to life. We've gone over this before, but you'll want to make sure that you included some kind of thought bubbles or speech bubbles on some pages of your story. This is reflected with the characters and the words that you wrote down below. Another element of your illustrations is by using labels. Labels show some important things in the pictures, but not everything has to be labeled on the page, only what will be important for the reader to understand. And last but not least, add color to your illustrations. Since this is realistic fiction writing, you'll need to choose colors that make sense, such as the grass is green and the sky is blue. Your best bet is to use crayons or colored pencils because sometimes markers can tend to bleed through the pages and then ruin the writing a little bit. So if you have crayons or colored pencils at home, that would be a good choice. So fancy up your pictures, have some fun today, and you can even do this throughout the day. The expectation is that you have fancied up your pictures for all of your realistic fiction books. So if you have 2 books or 3 books or however many books you have, you're working on adding details to your pictures and coloring in all of them today. That way we can move to our next phase of publishing our realistic fiction book series in the next lesson. Here are some examples in my own writing that I did to fancy up my pictures. On this page, I have speech bubbles. On the next page, I have thought bubbles and details about the setting. And on this page, I showed thought bubbles, labels, and then even some special signs to add more details. The final step will be adding some color to my book. So writers, I want you to have some fun today. Get out your crayons, your colored pencils, or even a pencil if you still need to add some things. Try to stick away from the markers and just go have some fun today. Put on some nice relaxing music and fancy up your books to get ready for publishing. All right, writers, off you go to have some fun today. See you next time.